Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Testing 1, 2, 3. Give me some bells in the chat if you will. Yeah, we're going to get into some stuff. Let's go. Let me see them bells, people. We can get this party started. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Miss Kim. Thank you. Rockin' Robin. Yeah, let me address some of you guys before we get into the real deal. Of course, you know my warrior sisters, Miss Kim and Priscilla the Warrior. Thank you for being here. Mary Blue, welcome back. Sugar Brown 37. And Wow Wayne is in the building. Can't be alive without Wow Wayne in the chat. So yeah, Cardi K, welcome. Let me just make sure. Aisha Stockton, welcome back. Jay Pendleton in the building. Oh, I see you jumped off Twitter and Insta for a second, huh? Throw your handles in the chat. I'll put them up for you. Karen Johnson, thanks for hanging. I know you got things to do. Jada Washington, welcome. CJ, my CJ, yeah, she's here. Jada Washington, welcome. Yeah, Martise, my people showing up for me tonight. Yeah, maybe I should announce these things more often. Yeah, I did something right. Yeah, go ahead and hit that button if you will, please. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And share it if you want to after the fact, or even now. Let people know what's happening. So we got a lot going on, but I'm going to put this in a power punch tonight because I'm coming back live on Sunday. Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold up. I got to do this right. What was I thinking? Hello, world. Welcome, or welcome back. I'm Goddess Dawn. It's Thursday, September 24th, 2020, and I'm live. That's my Oprah voice, people. Hopefully one of these days I can tell you to look up under your chair for a key. But right now we're going to give you the key to wisdom, spirit, self-knowledge. That's the keys I'm giving out today. But yeah, I'm happy to be back with you tonight. I already see, like I said, my familia in the building. I appreciate you guys. It's a good night. All is well with the universe tonight. And I want to say also happy birthday to all my Libras. Yeah, we're entering Libra season right now. Bells to the Libras. Yeah. I'll get more into that probably my next live. I'm not really in a space for that right now, but shout out to all my Libras. Bama girl. All right. So I mentioned me being back on Sunday. I got a special live planned. Mark your calendars. I'm going to set it early so you can set a reminder. I have a couple of fabulous, dynamic YouTubers who are going to be joining me on a panel. I may even show this mug of mine. Yeah, let me give bells. Yeah, a couple of bells for that. But yeah, so it'll be fun. It's gonna, we're calling this ladies' night. All right. And I'm still, I think everybody and everything is confirmed, but until I have all of that, you're not gonna know the details. I'm gonna put it out though, probably hopefully by tomorrow. So Sunday, like I said, 6 p.m. Central is the plan. I'm sorry, 6 p.m. Pacific is the plan, which is what, 10 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, good times ahead. But let's talk about right now. Let's talk about tonight. How's everybody doing? Thai Team Truth, welcome back. What are those eyes? Ty, don't be coming in here causing no problems now. I don't know what those eyes are. But yeah, SpongeBob Steve, what's happening? Good to see you. It's been a minute. So yeah, I was saying, like, right now, we're in this moment. We need to be thankful right now. If we're breathing without obstruction, okay, we have sound mind. All right, we need to be thankful in this moment. I'm gonna ring bells for being thankful. Yeah, we got to have gratitude. You need to carry that with you every day. So, you know, that's just so important. I can't stress it enough. But we're not here for that, though, right? We talking about R. Kelly. We talking about R. Kelly's bitch ass. We talking about our Smelly's bitch ass. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. I need to grab that paperwork because, you know, there were some court filings and such, and y'all know I'm on it. Because don't forget who was reading these indictments and reading these discovery outlines and all of that early 2019, as early as it could get on YouTube. Yeah, give me a second. All right, I'm back. Thank you for your patience. So, what are we talking about first here? Are we talking about this mystery filing that happened yesterday, I think it was? Or are we talking about the government's response to the defense filing for an emergency evidentiary hearing where they want to produce that farmer guy who was the attacker of R. Kelly in jail? What are we talking about? Let me know what y'all want to do in the chat. I'm going to organize these papers because apparently they fell down on the floor. Got a little mixed up. All right. I'm going to blame Hotep for that. Oh my God. Am I seeing Ty and Wayne going back and forth in the chat? We're not doing this tonight. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if you're in the replay. I appreciate you in the bushes also. Go ahead and hit the like button. I'm just trying to sort out my chat because even though I have wonderful mods, you know, I'm a control freak like that. I need to know what's going on. But I think we're all right. So what we're talking about is R. Kelly and the fact that, you know, as usual, in a production, in a grand production such as this, such as the, you know, the defense of Robert Sylvester Kelly, you're going to have new acts. So we're here now in act, what act is this? 1,025,000. I don't know. But we've got yet more action. Marcus, welcome back. Welcome back, King. Yeah, we're talking about R. Kelly. We're talking about this new court situation that happened. So we'll talk about the letter. I don't think you guys can y'all hear me? Am I talking to myself? Okay, yeah, Cardi's with me. All right, cool. Yeah, exactly. The 50 trillionth act in this play. Okay, my music is buffering for some reason. Weirdness. So yeah, like I said, this is a weird case or cases. It's like once a month we get a couple things, right? At least not, if not one thing, more than one. And right now we're talking about a mystery filing. So there was a court. let me get this thing out here. I'm sure it's been read, okay? But you know, we do what we do here. Here we go. So this letter is dated September 22nd, and that was just 2 days ago. It's filed and stamped by Thomas G. Bruton, who is the clerk, the U.S. District Court clerk. So it's officially filed and stamped in the court. It's an actual filing. And from Robert Sylvester Kelly. He has his booking, or his what the number is called. It says reg number with the address of the MCC in Chicago. And then it's addressed to Harry D. Leinenweber, judge, U.S. District Court, with the room number and all, chamber number. And then there's a physical address, but the city is being questioned. It's Rockford, Illinois. And does the judge have office space in Rockford, Illinois? Do we know that this is not an actual? I actually looked up the tracking number, the tracking number on the envelope, and it said that it was delivered to a person. Somebody answered the door and took it, and then somehow it got filed in the court. So all that to say is it somehow, some way got legitimately filed. Girl Melanie, welcome. Carolyn Holloway, welcome. Yeah. My vibe is off. Something's going on with this music. Hold the phone. I need my vibes. Let me get this together. You know, I need that backup, that background music, that elevator music. All right. So back to this letter. Is it real or is it fake? That's the question. Katina, welcome back. It's been a minute. Good to see you. Yeah, so we're talking about this letter that was filed, and it looks legit. I mean, yeah, there are some typos. I'm going to read it, all right? To the Honorable District Judge, Harry D. Leinenweber. Formatting's a little funky, but, says, I'm writing you this letter to inform you that I'm being denied effective assistance of counsel at the pretrial stage in the above referenced criminal case. I have instructed my attorney by the name of Stephen A. Greenberg to file a pretrial motion under the Federal Criminal P12B2. Mr. Greenberg refuses to electronically file on my behalf a legal document titled Defendant's Expedited Motion to Dismiss Criminal Cause of Action, consisting of 6 pages, as prepared by me with the help of family and friends. A copy of the Unified Rule 12B2 motion is enclosed for your review. Although there are multiple attorneys representing me in this court, none of them has carried out their duties owed to me by filing the necessary Rule 12B2 motion for the adjudication, there we go, of the court. All right. Since my attorney, okay, yeah, there's some, grammar issues and things, but it's the last couple of lines state, since my attorneys has breached their duties owed to me, they are subject to a lawsuit for legal malpractice. Thank you, Judge, for discussing this matter with my attorneys. And it's respectfully submitted. And Robert Sylvester Kelly is noted here. Certified mail number here is dated 9/14/2020. All right. So, oh man, am I buffering, y'all? I'm seeing the word buffer and it triggers me. All right, I think I'm all right. So yeah, this letter, so we have a couple of things going on here. Of course, Stephen Greenberg, who is implicated as not doing his damn job in this letter, jumps to Twitter and social media or what have you to defend himself and saying that this letter is indeed not from Robert Sylvester Kelly. He doesn't even have access to file such a letter or the capability or the resources or the know-how or the wherewithal. This guy's throwing everything out there. Okay, so the letter, is it a legit letter from R. Kelly, a cry for help? I mean, is this the way he would go about it? Or would he just do like a video? Because I understand he's on FaceTime all the time. Can't somebody just screen record him and put his message out there? Seemed to me he would want to communicate, but has he ever, in his history of all of these criminal acts that we've known him to you know, attack us with in society here, do we ever know him to come clean or either come out in general and speak out for himself? We have seen him do some cocky things. I think I have even myself posted some videos of him toasting to himself, that whole 30 years in the game thing, infecting the world or whatever that is, and all that other crap. We've seen those things. But have we had a real sincere moment, just him speaking to the people about the situation? I don't think so. So I just want to say with that, this is crazy. Like, this sounds to me like one of his Looney Tune fans. I'm trying to stop from calling him Beehive, y'all. I'm trying to ascend and do better and be better and, not be so petty when I'm talking about people. But we on YouTube, right? So the Beehive. Is it one of these loony Beehivers doing some quote unquote heroic act to save their king, their Kang? Is this what's happening here? Or is it a legit R. Kelly crying for help, taking the advice of one of his homies and doing something like this to say, this guy is not doing what I asked him to do? And then how's the guy still your guy? How is he still your legal representation? Is it because you signed something to him acknowledging that you're in it for life or till you get life? Whatever that is, I don't know if we'll ever know. I don't think you're ever going to find out by looking at the YouTube Beehive bloggers. You're never going to get the answer from them. I'm going to guarantee you that. Yeah, let me give them some bells. Let's give them some bells. Look, YouTube is hot. Like, honestly, as much as I just have disdain for a lot of these people, at the same time, it's entertaining. It really is, especially when you are following these cases and, it's kind of a time lapse in between real news. You can get a little tea when you're looking at these videos. It's amazing some of the things you'll hear and notice when you, hold on, y'all. Let me pause. Wow, Wayne, as much as I appreciate you, please don't put out misinformation. Okay, my Cash App, there's no period in there. It's just $, Goddess Dawn 23. I'm sorry, I need to type that. It's all good though. And then the phone number, you're missing one of the 8s. But the phone is not even, I don't think it's even active on right now. So we're not publishing that. I will say I'm happy to send a link in the chat. I think Kim, you might want to join, or if somebody wants to join. I don't know if I'm in the frame of mind to try to juggle this stuff around for this whole situation. But give me a second. Let me check this phone line. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I made all that information clear. Speaking of information, I don't know if any of y'all have ever used Instacart. Instacart.com. You can get groceries delivered, convenience store stuff. I'm telling you, that link has saved me a couple times. It's a real good app to have. Matter of fact, you can find them a link if you want to actually sign up in my description box. Yep. And I'm only saying all that because, I have a podcast. I don't know if I told y'all. Let me shout out to my podcast. Yeah. Goddess Dawn Speaks, the podcast. And actually, the platform I'm hosted by is called Buzzsprout. Very easy and fun. If you are yourself thinking of, starting your own podcast, go ahead and go in my description box and feel free to click the link for that also, buzzsprout.com. So with all that being said, yeah, shout out to my affiliates. Yeah, doing more things. Yeah, there's a couple things on the podcast that I haven't put on YouTube, just exclusive to the podcast. So, and they're probably like 10-minute, short things. You can also find those podcasts if you search me on iHeartRadio, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Spotify, and iTunes too. So don't sleep on your girl, okay? I'm busy. Hey, shout out to me. Yeah. We all should be shouting ourselves out right now. Really. But anyway, about this letter. Are we done with this letter? All I'm saying is I don't know what's true or what's not. I ain't tapped in and asked no questions. I don't want to bother spirit for no ridiculousness like this. Like, if this is indeed R. Kelly, this is a crazy way to go about crying for help. That you're because any other time somebody's just gonna fire their attorney, right? And you got a gang of them. So is it that what's his name? Steve Greenberg is the kind of the head of all of these people. So if one of them goes, they all have to go. Like, how does this work? Because all I see is a bunch of fuckery. And it's YouTube, so I can say that. Or maybe I shouldn't say that because it is YouTube again. Y'all up in here in this chat. Yes, girl, Melanie, Instacart is the thing. I'm telling you, delivery service is the thing. It's the wave. It's the thing. Because you guys know, listen, driving around, if you guys are still out there living life like it ain't no virus, please remember, it is still an active virus. People are still dying, whether or not, you believe how the origin of it or not, if it's man-made or not, at this point, I don't think it matters. It's out there. Please continue to be safe, protect yourself, stay distanced. You know what I mean? Just be smart. I think I have pretty smart people over here. So I'm going to trust that you guys are taking care of yourselves. But I just want to stress that. Protect yourself, protect your peace. And ladies, as I always like to say, and I'm going to remind you, protect your WAP. Okay. Thank you, CJ. Yeah. Yes. Podcast popping. Okay. So R. Kelly also had another motion filed, and this was actually filed the day before this crazy letter. So I kind of feel like the letter here, it's just a bit of a distraction, The government filed some important paperwork, and what they did file was a response to the ridiculous motion for an evidentiary hearing with regard to a person who attacked R. Kelly in jail. Let me get that out. I have that paperwork here, and I'm not going to bore you by reading the paperwork, okay? I know that people have been out here trying to read this stuff. I don't know how y'all sit and listen to these people read these documents. But bottom line is the government has come strong as always. They have enough. I mean, really, 6 attempts at a bail. I mean, have we ever seen this before? Really, this is history in the making. We're looking at a man who is grasping at straws behind bars. I picked this picture right here on the left for a reason, because this is him. This is how he's feeling right now. You know what I mean? This is exactly how I'm seeing him. He's trying to do any and everything to get up out of there. And I feel like, as always, he's just in a pot of darkness with the lid on it. And in one sense, he's kind of hiding because he knows that he's guilty. He knows that all of the things that and mind you, we, the public, we only know a small percentage, the real things that they have against him. We know in outlines, we, have seen things in these motions and indictments, but when they really lay it out in court, witness after witness, I think they said 50 plus I think that was the New York case, 50 plus witnesses, in one of the cases, right? And then we've got 100 plus devices, right? And then in this particular motion, the government mentioned, so let me just break this motion down. This filing, excuse me. So this is the government's response to a defendant's motion to reconsider bail and motion for evidentiary hearing. So they're trying to claim right now that because R. Kelly was attacked by this this weirdo, he's in danger. His life is in danger. Now, he's been in jail since July of 2019. We have, before this, not heard of any incidents of him being hurt. I think I've heard a couple of things of him bullying other people and not, kicking them out of his cell and all of that, being the diva that we know him to be. But this is the first time we've heard of him being attacked and supposedly injured in some way while he was asleep, no less, just accosted without warning, right? I mean, this is like a Tyler Perry, what are those shows, have and have nots. This is some serious drama right here. So yeah, the defense, they're asking the court here for an emergency hearing. They want to get him out of jail. And now the reason is, on top of COVID, on top of the fact that he's not a threat and he's not a flight risk, is that his life is in danger. He's been attacked. And that just makes me more so believe that R. Kelly was behind his own attack, because that is the only thing that makes sense. If you have been going through all of this information about R. Kelly and his past, the books, the articles, Jim DeRogatis, we know this guy is a plotter, a manipulator. He's behind the scenes just rubbing his hands together, and he's the puppet master, right? So all of a sudden he's just going to get attacked. And now the guy that attacked him supposedly has this tattoo on his forehead that says, "Fuck the feds." They say that he was he a Mexican mafia, or was he an Aryan nation? Peter Forever, welcome back, love. Nevertheless, he wasn't a brother, so he wasn't, who knows what his motives really were. There was something. So let's read what the government says happened with that attack, because they actually do describe what happened. And like I said, I know y'all have heard other people read it, but I'm not going to read the whole thing. I think this is interesting, though. Let me just find it. Shout out to you if you're in the bushes. Hit the like button for me. And if you're in the replay, let me know you made it through in the comments. Say what's up. Okay. All right. So in the back of this thing, they are addressing the evidentiary hearing and saying that it's not required. They're saying that there are no disputed issues of material fact, which is the condition for getting an evidentiary hearing. So they're basically saying you don't even have the grounds to ask for an evidentiary hearing, so you need to get the fuck up out of here, is what they're saying, all right? It says that here the defendant asserts that he was physically assailed while in custody at the MCC by an inmate named Jeremiah Farmer. Jeremiah. Damn, Jeremiah. If you was going to do something, you just should have did something. I mean, that was like, what was that? Yo, Hot Rod, you in the building tonight? Yeah. Y'all, let me give Hot Rod some bells. I got to give my YouTubers some special love. Everybody, if you're not following Hot Rod in the house, he has a channel also. He going to get you working out and getting fit and all that. Go ahead and give him a follow, a subscription, if you will. But yeah, so the government here is basically just saying here in support of this assertion that they're calling it an assertion. The defendant asserts that he was physically assailed. They're not even saying that this actually happened. See, the government is not going to just give this to them and say, yeah, the guy was assaulted and this is what happened. No, they're saying he's asserting that he was assaulted. And in support of this assertion, it says the defendant provided the court with an unsworn pro se motion written by Farmer. So Farmer, Mr. Fuck the Feds, sat down and wrote a pro se motion all by himself. Imagine that. In the filing, Farmer claims that he has received ineffective assistance of counsel. But isn't that the same thing R. Kelly is claiming that's happening to him in this letter? Are we talking about the letters? Okay. It says in his own underlying criminal case. So they're letting us know that he has an underlying criminal case, which I think we already read before, that he's in jail for like murder, not once, twice, or maybe even 3 times. 3 times a lady. But yeah, it says he alleges that a conspiracy arose between prosecutors, judges, and police, resulting in his unlawful conviction. So so the assertion was, when we heard about this attack, that this guy had come out the next day or so saying that the feds put him up to it, right? And then it was the correction officers had him do it. Now we're reading that he, in his own underlying case, is asserting that the feds, the judges, and the government, the police are behind his own conviction, and he's, pointing fingers at them as well. So this guy's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? But as we say, let me keep going. Farmer states that with nowhere else to turn for legal help, and this is in quotations, so this is coming out of his own mouth. With nowhere else to turn for legal help, he was forced to assault hip-hop R&B singer Robert Kelly in hopes of getting spotlight attention and world news notice on the alleged corruption. Wow. Okay. That right there, that's kind of believable. You know what I mean? You're facing very stiff charges. No one's listening to you. It's COVID. You can't get your, what is that free attorney that they get? You can't get your your public defender to glance your way, let alone take time to spend with you or to talk to you on the phone. So he's like, this guy's on the news every time I turn my head. He got protesters outside. I mean, if I could get the attention of the people, why not? Right? That's not really that crazy, honestly. If I was spending every day and every night in a cell, because I think they said he was in solitude. Now, how was he in some type of segregated solitude situation and then went on and attacked R. Kelly? Like, that's what we need to know. But yeah, this is crazy. Yeah, exactly, Peter. A whole new level of crazy. So, like I said, if that was me and I didn't have any other recourse, and I'm looking at this guy and he's over there, he's probably acting like he the king of the shits over there. You know what I mean? With his old funky ass. Y'all, I know he's stinking. I just know he is. I know that, the guy was like, look, he sees a gold mine right here in PR, and he got it. He got some attention. So this thing goes on to say, Farmer also states that he discussed his plan to assault defendant with a mental health specialist at the MCC. All right. And that the doctor stated, in quotes, this is this man says, you don't want to assault Kelly, because I guess at this point he had threatened to do so. If you did, you would have done it. So basically he's saying the doctor kind of put him up to the challenge. It goes on to say, Farmer states that he was disrespectful to the doctor and that the doctor stated, go do it then. So then he goes on to basically implicate the doctor as the motivator for the attack. He's not that credible, though, like I said. So whoever used this guy to do this catastrophic move wasn't that smart. Okay. It says, Farmer claims he then stormed out of the office. So a killer waiting on trial, a suspected killer who's in jail, waiting on his trial or trials, can just storm out of the office just with no restraints. He's just like liberally free to move around as he pleases. Interesting. Well, it says Farmer claims he then stormed out of the office. The doctor screamed at him to come back. And these are in quotes. Screamed and come back are in quotes. So Tyler Perry comes to mind. So the murderous is with the doctor unrestrained. It seemed to me he would have wrapped his hands around the doctor's throat. That would get him some attention. Okay, but he storms out at this point while the doctor's screaming after him, "No, come back!" Can you imagine? Oh my God. Okay. So it says, according to, oh wait, let me go back. It says, and that farmer refused and physically assaulted Kelly. He refused to come back and he went and physically assaulted Kelly, just like that. It says, according to information obtained from the MCC's investigation of this incident, farmer assaulted defendant. However, the doctor reports that during his brief encounter with farmer prior to the assault, farmer never mentioned Kelly and denies saying, "Go do it then." Let me ask y'all this. Do you think that they should or could or even would have cameras, audio in these rooms where these doctors' visits are taking place? Or is it that it's a HIPAA situation because they are in jail and people's safety, is at stake? It just seems to me they would have had audio from a camera to see exactly what was said or wasn't said. But instead, we're relying on hearsay or people, what people got to say here. I think I'm going to believe the doctor over Jeremiah Farmer. I don't know if y'all are with me, but that's where I'm at. It says, even if Farmer's account is taken as true, these facts are not material to this court's detention determination under the Bail Reform Act. In making its determination, the factors for the court's consideration are set forth and do not include a pretrial detainee's conditions of confinement. Because the facts are surrounding defendant's assault are not material to the instant motion for bond, defendant's motion for an evidentiary hearing should be denied. Boom. So basically, yeah, they're like, look, at the end of this, they basically say this is a civil suit. If he wants to do some type of retaliation about this, against this, then he needs to file a civil suit against basically the MCC and whoever else. Because criminally, he is not in the reins to do this. And his attorney should have known this. So let's see. Wayne and y'all, listen. I don't know. Y'all keep going back and forth. We're going to have to address this publicly. I don't want to do that. I don't. All right. Let me just see if there's anything else we want to talk about with regard to this response. Now, that was at the back of the response. Now, the response is really full of reiteration of the various denials that have already happened. And, just repeating the judge's findings. The judge is going with the government for the most part. And this is why the guy can't get out. Okay. And I believe that this trend is going to continue even with the juries, and that he's going to have time. He's going to get some time. Let's just, keep this real. But yeah, I want to move on to Steve Harvey. Unless you guys want to talk about R. Kelly. Anybody want to say something about R. Kelly? Anybody want to join? Do I need to invite anybody? I'm going to put this in here. Okay, so the link is in the chat. If you want to come in and talk about this whole R. Kelly thing before I move on, that's where we're at. I know I'm on a little bit of a delay, so I'm going to give y'all a second. In the meantime, if you in the bushes, what up, what up? I'm glad you're here, regardless of the fact that I can't see you. But if you're in the replay, let me know so in the comments. I always hit you back, So, R. Kelly, man, did we even finish talking about? I think we were also going to talk about the YouTubers, the P-Hype bloggers. Somehow I got off of that. But if anybody wants to join and discuss any of these things, this is the time. To the P-Hype bloggers. So there's this New York rally coming up, right? I think it is coming up in a couple days. And I don't know if there's going to be a rally. I don't know. All I know is I think one of them got out of going because he was basically going to get his ass whooped, or even something more dangerous. I don't know that I really can subscribe to continue watching these videos with all the violence that is seeming bubbling up to the surface, even with the females, the supporters of these guys. And if you notice, this trend is more so with the guys. Now, the female bloggers, I mean, I don't really watch them. I know the Silver Fox, is that what we're calling her? I think she's now at the head of the pack when it comes to the female bloggers over there. And I know somebody was hitting me up earlier about something she was doing, saying that she was just too phony with the fake prayer. I mean, I don't know if okay, look, I'm not going to judge someone's prayer because she could very well do, believe that she's being sincere. But it's something about her expression, the way she expresses herself. She doesn't seem very confident. Priscilla the Warrior, and that's what I'm renaming you, love. Priscilla the Warrior. You want to call in? If you don't want to do the link, call me on the phone that, the number, the real number, because you have some good insight on this particular YouTube blogger, R. Kelly blogger. I can't say it better than you did, but basically you called her out. The inability to read fluently. Something about, there's just a phoniness there, So I don't know if if y'all are gonna come through, because otherwise I'm gonna move on to Steve Harvey, honey, because Steve Harvey needs to get his ass whooped, okay? He really does. And I don't understand why these type of things get buried in the media. I mean, I knew about it. I'm sure you guys probably heard about it, but you're not hearing enough about it. We need a jaguar right on every one of these. I'm not going to say it, but y'all know we need a jaguar right on every one of these people. We need to assign one to every one of these people. I know you guys remember me talking about that repeat 3 times thing. I'm going to get my point across. So we're talking about the Silver Fox, the Beehive YouTuber, who I'm saying is now the head of the pack when it comes to the YouTubers on that side, the side that supports R. Kelly. And the reason she is because she basically has a whole team with her, and they all went against the other guy. And, it's a whole thing. It's a war now. All right. I have Priscilla the Warrior. Priscilla the Warrior is on the line.
Coming down here with me to Florida. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, fantastic. So everybody, we got Priscilla the Warrior on the line, my warrior sister. Welcome. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Chad.
So we were talking about the Silver Fox, and you were telling me some things about her earlier that I thought were on point. So,
oh my goodness,
do we need to make sure everybody knows who we're talking about first? Like, do we need to say everybody put a 1 in the chat if you know who we're talking about? We're calling her the Silver Fox. Oh, James Earl Jones. Okay, I guess that's another nickname for this person. Before we go on to continue with those sneezes. You there? Are you there? I'm talking to you. I was gonna say God bless you. I'm trying to figure out where you sneezing. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. I think I got a 1. We got 1-1. That's SpongeBob Steve. SpongeBob knows what's happening. He said it's hard to hear you, so let me turn you up.
It's hard to hear me?
Okay, I think you should be okay now. Keep R. Kelly down. Welcome back, love.
Hi, hello everybody, chat, Team Truth, everyone.
Okay, so
we're talking about Silver Fox, right?
Yes.
And the reaction video when she quote, received the motion within an hour of it being posted online. So she just mysteriously received it. And I'm trying to choose my words thoughtfully, but if anyone has listened to her live, we all know that reading is fundamental. And some people, can read like to themselves, and some people have problems reading out loud to others, like phonics, fluency, articulating words, pronunciations. I mean, she can barely get through a sentence without, she might have a learning disability. I don't know, but she can barely get through a sentence. So when she began to read this motion, I knew she had practiced it. She had to have read that letter before she went live, because the normal pauses, and the articulation, the fluency problems weren't as evident. So I could tell she had practiced that. And then the dramatic, reactive facial expressions. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, you guys. It's from, and so on. And I was just like,
wait, let me stop you. So you're saying, what I'm getting from what you're saying is that she seems to me she might have been anticipating this filing, and she's looking for it.
Yeah, she definitely saw that motion before her live. I didn't say she did it, but she saw it. She practiced reading it. She staged her dramatic facial expressions and oh my God, all that. But if anybody had a chance to look at the chat was funny as hell. Because people were asking, like, are you sure? And then somebody said, it's got the wrong address on it. And I think it's a mod. Latoya was like, well, what address should it have? And somebody else said, like, it's the wrong judge. And then somebody
it's
said,
just all wrong.
What judge should it have? And then the one response that just was the killer was, well, can we just cross out that judge's name and put the right judge there? I was done. I was done after that.
Wow.
I was done.
So, okay. So what it sounds like is that possibly like I said, some of these old loony p-hivers might be behind this letter. Could be, maybe.
Yes, God is definitely.
Yeah. So, wow. The funny thing to me is that, that whole expression that you just gave us, that perfect little characterization of Silver Fox. I feel there's a childlike energy there.
Thank you.
Very childlike energy there, like a faux innocence, if you will. Very
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't good. And then today, we're not here to judge anybody's faith. That is a personal relationship, your faith, okay? Personal relationship. And all I can say is, God knows your heart, okay? That personal relationship, He knows your heart. So, we all flesh, we all make mistakes, we do our thing. But to get on and have, your prayer, I don't know if anybody heard Bedbug's prayer the other day with that. I just about was laying on the floor
I missed it.
I couldn't.
I missed it.
But that's a small little interjection. He came on Sylvia's channel, and I guess the honorary spokesperson, and he led prayer. But basically, it was a beg for money. You know, this went before, you know, when cash apps went really low, and they were donating for him. But I don't know if anybody was lucky enough to hear that prayer
on Silver Fox's channel. So on Silver Fox, and that's the channel. I think he said they raised money for him to go to New York, didn't they? I think I heard him say that.
Yep, this is exactly what happened. Was that day he prayed. He prayed. He said the prayer.
So his rent must be covered, I'm assuming, because you ain't gonna go to New York and you ain't got rent money.
Sorry.
What happened?
I'm sorry, I accidentally hit video. But yeah, that was a lot. Oh boy.
Well, all I have to say is that she has somehow managed to climb to the top of the heap when it comes to getting attention in these YouTube streets, because her name been ringing bells. Yes, it has. Somebody's asking who's Silver Fox. Is that a Thompson is asking. So I'm not saying the name. I don't care if you say it in the chat, because I don't think, it's not a big deal. But I ain't scared. But I ain't really trying to give her that much attention.
What's her name? I-S or S? Think of like fly.
Oh well, they'll figure it out in the chat. We'll let them handle that. Okay, well. All right. Well, I'm going to move on to Steve Harvey. So thank you for calling, love. Always good to hear from you. Love you too, boo.
Okay. Everyone, chat, I love you. I don't know if some of you all are seeing the colors changing for fall weather. I'm down here in Florida. And I know God is here in California, so we're coast to coast.
Mm-hmm.
And we still wearing shorts and stuff here. It's like 80 degrees. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. Same here. Shout out to the weather.
I don't know. My daughter's in Utah, and it's 32 degrees in the morning. So her being from Florida, she had to get some thermals ordered on Amazon like really quick. So I was just mentioning about the weather change, and of course, make sure with that everybody stay safe.
Yes.
I know you're already talking about that, Goddess.
Absolutely.
Because it's that season with flus and colds, and that COVID thing is not like done. So
right.
Everybody wear your mask, wash your hands, disinfect, all that good stuff.
Yes.
And Goddess, I will talk to you later. I love you, Sister Warrior.
Love you too, boo. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. Bye. I'm going to chat.
Thank you. Yes, we give Priscilla love for that. Thank you for reminding us too that it is already flu season coming upon us, cold and flu season. And so on top of COVID, cold and flu season are coming. And, COVID symptoms a lot of the symptoms are similar to cold and flu. So it's going to be a tough time for some people. This is just the time to kind of get your bearings and get your immune system, toughen that immune system up, and just keep care of yourself, please. So I want to move on to Steve Harvey, because I'm already going on almost an hour with this R. Kelly nonsense and these YouTubers and they bull. I'm going to tell you this, though, about these YouTubers before I move on. Listen, if any of y'all listen to me, and I know some of y'all do, because I've actually emailed with one or maybe two, all in, just kind of a good faith, keep up the good fight. Not none of the ones y'all probably thinking, but, we're talking female power. But with that said, if any of y'all are listening, please calm it down, because it's not worth it. I don't know that this fight is necessarily about R. Kelly as much as it is about cash apps, but money has always been the root of all evil, right? Or is it the motivation of money is not money itself? I heard one of these people say that, his job is YouTube, and he works for cash apps, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing to be ashamed of. And I say, as much as I may not agree, because a lot of people make a living off of YouTube, right? We do know that. However, I think that the topic at hand that this person is making their living from should not be one really where one makes a living, because you're basically making a living off of someone's else's tragedy or problems. You know what I mean? So it's just different than earning it if you're like a blogger, or you have a family channel and you're showing your family like a little reality show, or you know what I mean? But the main topic of your thing every day, and the people who are supporting you are doing it because they support this person, is because you're shouting out for this person and beating your drum for this person on their behalf. But this is the only reason you're really doing it, is to basically make a living. That is some shady shit. That's some stuff right there that you're going to be being held accountable for at some point, because it's the intention behind it is not right. All right. You got to be aligned when it comes to looking at the big picture and knowing that every action causes a reaction, right? Everything we do causes something to come back. So whatever you're putting out there, you just, playing with people's lives, that kind of thing. Because people listen to these good people, honestly. And that energy is not well spent when it's just built on all this bullshit. Anyway, let me get off my soapbox. I'm going to move on to Steve Harvey real quick. So Steve Harvey, let me get this woman's name. My printer like jammed up, ran out of paper when I was printing this story out, and reprint the first page. But let me see. Here we go. Steve Harvey. All right. So there is a civil rights activist. Her name is Essie Berry, and she's known for helping victims of injustice. And she says that this all started in 2013 when she started a reality show and began helping Mary Harvey, Steve's ex-wife, with some legal matters. She said that Steve did not like the fact that she was helping his ex, and he began intimidating her with scare tactics along with threatening and harassing messages. Let me share my, I'm gonna share the screen. Let me see. Last time I tried this, it didn't work. So let's see. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me look in the chat. Let me know if you can see the screen. Yeah, I think it's up. Okay. So Essie says that Steve didn't like the fact that she was helping his ex, and he began intimidating her with scare tactics along with threatening and harassing messages. According to Essie, since then, she has been an ongoing victim of stalking and harassment and has filed numerous police reports against Steve Harvey in San Bernardino County, California. It's like 45 minutes away from LA, with the Montclair Police Department. She says, it appears that that celebrity status is above the law. If I had been a white woman being stalked, bullied, and harassed by Steve Harvey, the law would have arrested him years ago. Says on August 18th, 2020, however, Essie was finally granted a restraining order from Judge Thomas S. Garza of the Superior Court of San Bernardino County in California. She says that for the last 3 years, Steve Harvey and his constituents, this is what we're calling them, okay? This constituents, they can get you a RICO Act, Steve Harvey. Huh? All right. Steve Harvey and his constituents have been using their resources as a vehicle for threatening phone calls, vulgar language, cyberbullying, text messages, emails, and countless other harassment tactics to quote unquote destroy her soul, end quote. Wow. So this is something he literally said. She's saying that this was said to her. She also claims that Steve Harvey has invaded her privacy by placing pictures of her home on the internet. Essie is happy about the restraining order, but says that she won't fully feel that justice has been served until she has received an official police report. The local police department, however, seemed to be taking the side of Steve Harvey. Since when did the police department become attorneys and law, people to be other than just doing their job, which is to hold somebody accountable, or at least, hold them to task, make them answer to something. It says, she comments, Steve Harvey is a dangerous and ruthless man that hides behind his riches and fame. There's a dark side that resides within his soul. He is a manipulator, liar, and intimidator, and threatens, cheats, bullies, and harasses Black women that he feels has no power. And that right there just chilled my soul. It says, for more information about this ongoing story, we can contact this person, Dennis Washington. I say we call Dennis Washington. Let's try to get him on here. Let's talk to him about this. I'm sure there's some more gritty details that he's not given yet. But I just found this to be an intriguing story. Let me switch back over here. Steve Harvey. I've never liked Steve Harvey. I don't know. It's just something about him. I remember when he married to Mary, when he was with Mary, and he had a radio show here in Los Angeles, the morning radio show, and Mary would come on frequently, and they had a good chemistry. I liked her, but after time passed and whatever happened with their marriage happened, which I think was Marjorie Harvey, he turned on Mary basically, and from what I understand, I say he took their son from her because he didn't allow her to be a mother to her own son. I think he's grown now, if not an older teenager by this point, but he took everything from that woman. And you had to have a code or just not have a heart at all to treat a mother like that, the mother of your child. I can't even imagine my son being quote unquote taken from me. Like, I don't know how that would even be. Do not like Steve Harvey. That's why, that old funky book or those books that he's putting out about his advice books, like, no, no. That's like the devil. Well, I guess the devil could put out a book about being godly because the devil knows the Bible back and forth and was an angel. God's, knows everything that an angel would know, right? And that's usually how that works. Steve, he has all the camera charm, all the, those white folks love him. I'm going to say that. And if there's anybody white here, no offense. I'm just saying, sometimes y'all just don't be knowing. But I feel personally, too, that, Bernie Mac, he was jealous of Bernie Mac. And there's stories out there that he could have possibly even plotted something behind Bernie Mac's back. Not to say that he had anything to do with his demise, because I understand it was a health issue, but Steve Harvey is not nice, as we can see. And the fact that this story is not the bigger story, the biggest news you've heard, is crazy. This woman is an activist. She helps the underdog, and she's a Black woman too. And Steve Harvey, with all his money and resources and his constituents, is going to have the nerve to bully this woman and harass her and stalk her and say horrible things that are probably giving her nightmares. Like, how do you live your life every day peacefully when you have something like this going on for years because you're helping someone? And imagine someone with that type of heart and that type of strength to give up on another woman because they themselves are being harassed. No, that's not how that works. Usually this person will double down. Usually this person is going to go for the gusto. Because I know if that were me, I'm not going to turn my back because you're trying to intimidate me. I wish a R. Kelly would. So I just feel like, Steve Harvey, you got yours coming. You got yours coming. This is the year everybody's getting their up and comings, their comeuppance, I guess you call it, or your karma. And this little story, it might not, have made him lose any sleep. But I say, no, I take that back. He had to have been losing sleep for him to put his goons on this woman and have her doing and messing with her for the past 3 years. I mean, what more could Mary Harvey need? What more you want to put her through? You want to mess with somebody that's helping her legally? And this woman's probably not even charging Mary Harvey or Mary. I don't know her last name, but Mary Steve took everything from her. I believe she was homeless. I think she was even in a shelter. She had a bad situation after he dogged her. And the fact that he is doing this to yet another Black woman, and who knows what else he's done with all the stuff he's got going on, all his talk shows and his game shows and his this and his that. I mean, it's really time for us to cancel Steve, honestly. Like, I'm done with Steve. I've never been with Steve, but I really don't like this guy. And now that I'm seeing this in black and white, and I'm going to call this Dennis guy, whoever this guy is that's working on this story, and I'm going to talk to him. We're going to get a little more insight on this, and we're going to make a little more noise about this. Yeah. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter. All that information is in the description box, and retweet some of my stuff, because I'm going to start going hard on Steve as I do on R. Smelly, because Steve is a piece of shit. For real. I wouldn't be surprised if he found out his name was in the thing, in the subject of this video, for him to send somebody or be over here himself. And if you listening, Steve, you can kiss my ass. You know what? You are a disgusting human being, and you deserve every bit of wrath that is coming your way, because it's coming. All right, so I'm gonna move on from him. We're gonna get on to Breonna Taylor. Now, this is a tough one. Breonna Taylor, you know, I've talked about her in many a live, and we know that she was murdered by police back in March. She lived in Kentucky. She was asleep in her apartment with her boyfriend. They say that they had a search warrant with the wrong address, or really now I think they're saying that this was the correct address, and that Breonna herself had been involved in some of the drug deals, and, you know, just being that whole round the way girl who helps out the drug dealers that she's going out with by, you know, renting them cars and letting them get packages sent to her house, and you know, just being that chick that they could call on and go to. But I don't know that this is true. There's a YouTuber, somebody came in my comments and telling me, you know, she wasn't innocent, but she didn't deserve to die. And to look at this YouTuber who is a Black guy. I can't think of the name of his channel. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna put it in the description. But he covers, he has it's a pretty interesting channel. He covers a lot of stories like Breonna Taylor and things that happen in different communities such as this. And he has his own spin on things. Now, with regard to Breonna Taylor, I think he has like a 5-part thing that he continues to work on. But he is one who reads transcripts also. He read transcripts from the initial, I think, indictment, or he read transcripts against the case, some stuff that came public. I don't know exactly what he was reading, but they were transcripts, and they were the boyfriend that was in jail and the ex-boyfriend that was also in jail, phone calls. They had transcripts of some phone calls that were implicating Breonna as this hood chick who helps the drug boys with their, you know, with their business. So with that being said, this guy with this YouTube channel, he kind of basically says, yeah, Breonna, she wasn't no innocent young little girl out here not knowing what's going on. He does agree that she didn't deserve to die that way. He himself is saying that there is proof that it was not a no-knock warrant. He's saying there was a knock and that there are witnesses who are corroborating this. But what I'm hearing from Ben Crump, who is the attorney for Breonna's mom, he was saying that that's not the case, and that this person, these witnesses corroborating this, have changed their story. So, and I do know that these prosecutors and these police, they do manipulate people. They do. Obviously, we do know that. You know, this is what gets me. When the P Hive, going back to R. Kelly, they want to accuse us over here who do not support R. Kelly. At least I know the ones y'all in the chat don't support R. Kelly. And they want to say that we don't understand how it could be one of ours. And they do treat Black men with injustice or whatever. Like, duh. Like, we know this. We live this. Like, I'm a Black mom and widow. Was married to a Black man. Family, my whole family's Black. I know this struggle. I understand it. And that's not what we're talking about here. So what I'm saying is that, yeah, we know that these prosecutors were already trying to sully her name and trying to get this dude to take a deal by implicating her. And he supposedly refused, or he didn't take the deal, or whatever happened. But they need to just come forward and they need to hold these people accountable, because they killed this woman. That the way she died, that did not need to happen. I don't care if she let somebody send packages to her house, if she rented a car, or whatever she was doing for these guys who she probably thought she was in love with. If that is stuff is even true, she didn't deserve to die like that. So the update, I think, is that one of the cops, the grand jury indicted one of the cops, but the charge is really lame. The state prosecutor is a black man at that. He seems to be siding with the police. So the whole thing now is that they want to see Breonna's family and the attorney. They want to see the transcripts from the grand jury hearing to see how the prosecutor spun this, because if he's very soft on the cops. So they're saying that if he didn't present the proper evidence, because, basically they were saying grand juries will, indict a ham sandwich. And I hate to kind of say that, because we know that R. Kelly was indicted by our grand jury. However, we know good and well that the evidence against him is way more substantial than a ham sandwich. But that is the word on the street, is that that's what happened. So the fact that they didn't indict him on anything other than something about, creating danger because of the bullets that went into the adjacent apartments, which belong to white people, I understand. So yeah, it's a heartbreaking case. There's going to be a lot more updates there. Another story had came out recently that the family was awarded like the largest award of the state for police, such as this. I think it was like in the 12 million range. People were upset about it, and upset about that the attorney, what they say, sold out. I don't know that her getting a civil settlement, and I don't know that that's enough money. I don't know if there is enough money for your child being killed, for someone as young and with so much possibility, just a human being in general, to be taken out like that. To say that the R. Kelly thing can happen to any of us, I don't buy that. I do buy that what happened to Breonna Taylor could happen to many of us. We could just be sleeping and the police just come barging in, shooting, talking about, oh, we had the wrong address, or, oh, no, this is the house. This is where this mail came, and, make up what they want to make up and do what they want to do. And yet here we are months and months later, and we're barely getting any traction when it comes to accountability for these police officers. So, oh boy, this stuff is exhausting. This is exhausting. I feel like I just worked a whole 8-hour shift in some type of factory or something. As I was saying earlier, Sunday night's going to be special over here, 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm going live with 2 other very special YouTubers. It's going to be a female empowerment night, ladies' night. I'm going to be sipping on my wine. You know what I mean? I'm going to be inviting y'all over with plenty. I just need to confirm one more time with one of them, because I want to make sure before I put it out there. And yeah, it's going to be a good time. I want to just hold up us women. I feel like a lot of this YouTube stuff is very male dominated. I feel like a lot of the energy, and especially because it's R. Kelly, it's coming from R. Kelly too, that energy, but that energy, we need to kind of put some light in some of this darkness, and, just have some real girl talk, and just have some uninterrupted, unadulterated conversation about some of this fuckery that's going on in these YouTube streets too. Now, the 2 YouTubers that are coming on, they are dynamic. I love them, and I know you guys do too, and I'm very excited. I can't wait. So I hope you guys join us. I might even be showing this mug. I think I said I would. I guess I'll commit to that. I'll show my mug on Sunday. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it, because I think I talked about everything. But I appreciate you guys as always. You guys are the best of the best. And just make sure you have subscribed, like this video before you leave, and comment if you're in the replay. And Protect yourself, protect your peace. Ladies, protect your WAP. And until next time, love you. Peace.